on the second last corner, when I went too wide, the brakes got spongy.
Okay, yeah. So basically what happens is if you run a curve,
Okay.
anytime you run a curve
Okay.
on a track, happens a lot in race cars. Because of the vibrations from the curve,
Okay.
the pads go far from the disc.
Okay.
And then when you press it, it's a little long. But that's normal if you run a curve. Because I know it feels okay. It's perfectly fine.
I did a 197 here when I was following.
This car does 210 on the straight.
We have one in our group, TT.
Yeah.
He has clocked like
So
234 on the stock.
The new one.
Yeah, the new one.
So when he drives it next time, ask him to switch off the ESP fully.
He has already ordered the BB case for it.
Okay. Ask him to switch off the ESP
Sure.
fully because otherwise the brakes get hot.
Okay.
So with the ESP on, the brakes constantly holding you.
Okay.
And then when the brakes get hot, it gets spongy.
Okay. So basically, he has to fully off the traction.
Yeah, fully off.
Okay.
So you have to hold it for 5 seconds, it goes off fully. And then after you have no problems, you can go round and round and round. Even now when we get people driving the RS5, we press it once on sport.
Okay.
So it's a little slippery, but I mean...
We have an RS5 too in our group.
So
He's
you
clocked 225.
should ask him to put it on sport or at least switch it off if he can handle it.
Fully switch it off.
Fully switch it
Okay. I'll convey the message then.
Because then the brakes will continue. The brakes go in no time if you have it on because it's just constantly working, it gets
Okay.
too hot.
Okay. Okay.
So try and use the cones as your reference. So in this car at least you learn the track. Once you get into the other car and you're doing 3 laps, then it's much easier because you'll be in a much bigger, more powerful car. These cars are much better around the corners because they're light, so it's like a go-kart. The RS6, RS7 is a bit heavy, so it requires a bit more control.
I've got the RS6, not the RS7. The RS7 is too dynamically, the tail kicks out way too often.
So the RS6
RS6 is a sorted car.
is more or less certain the tail kicks out. It's long.
But RS7 does kick out more than the RS6.
Yeah, but I mean we are driving it with the ESC off.
You know, we had people on our track days. They went off without the helmet and without the steering wheel. And people were waving to them that, you just come wrong. They're waving
Alright,
goodbye.
guys, just swap places amongst each other. So are they waving? They're waving.
They were waving goodbye to us. Okay, fine. We have seen people, making out of the track.
Really?
Yeah. I was following a car. The car was Mini Cooper, I guess.
Okay.
And the people were of the age of like 35 to 45.
Are you serious?
And they were kissing and holding. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
On a track.
Yeah. What happened was Mini Cooper is a stable car and handles like a charm.
Yeah.
So he can get in front of me on the corners, but not on the straights.
Yeah.
So every corner he went behind me, and I like, dude, when you have to make out, just stay out of my way. Why are you racing in the racing line then? So we have people from all sorts of lives. But then we are one group that we give the chance to each and everyone.
To everyone.
I was one of them. So I got inducted into the group when I won autocross.
Okay.
It was my first, and I did a 360. 360 thrice. That was good.
The brakes are okay.
It may be. It may be because of the reason you told me, because of the traction control. Yeah. So basically this group, Northern Autosports Association, it's very famous in North Delhi for holding track days.
Yeah.
Only we hold track days for cars.
So cars. I know, I've seen, I keep seeing Prithvi posting pictures.
Yeah. Prithvi is the one who's behind this, the track days thing.
Okay.
We are in the process of hosting autocross, NASA autocross. Because we feel Maruti autocross is too dedicated for Maruti cars.
Yeah.
And we are into GTs now, Volkswagen GTs.
Yeah.
They are much better.
They're much better.
Yeah.
And them.
And with the coming of the GTI,
Yeah.
we are in the process of getting GTI.
GTA.
Actually, the
So I use all the width of the track. Both of you didn't use the width of the track over there. It's just basically you're not looking far enough in front of you. So here you need to look out of your right window. You look out of your right window, you know where you're going. Because it's a long right now.
Prithvi has, is spun out on this,
Oh yeah?
on the Parabola.
Which car?
He was following the R8.
Was he in the Polo or Laura?
He was in the Laura. He spun out. Now his Laura is a 350 HP monster KO4 turbo. He's a car fanatic.
Yeah. Alright, so we go in the pit now and we'll get you ready for the RS6, RS7. We first need to organize you based on your pace, so that everybody has a good run